And on the next in-breath, we're going to include the knees. Same deal, when we're doing our in-breath, we're imagining that it's pulling air through all the pores on and around our knees, all the way down into the cartilage and the bone at the center. So big toes, other toes, all of the feet, the heel, the ankle, calves, shins, and knees, all now breathing in through their pores. And on the next in-breath, come about halfway up the thigh. And then the whole thigh. So now both legs. Make sure to include the whole leg. So as you're doing your in-breath, feel the air coming in through the inner thighs. Feel it coming in through the quads. Feel it coming in through the outer thighs. Feel it coming in through the hamstrings. And again, the knee and the whole leg down to the feet, down to the toes. I want you to feel a slight coolness on the surface of your skin as the air starts to come through the pores. Feel that coolness spreading down into the body. And on the out breath, feel the warmth of the air leaving your pores. The visualization is kind of like there's a million tiny nostrils all over your legs and your feet. And with your in-breath, you're breathing in. Feeling the coolness, feeling the air penetrate all the way down to the center of your flesh, your bone. And then breathing out. And now add from the belly button down on the top of your body, on the front of your body. Work for a moment to really open all of those pores. Feel the breath coming in through your belly button, through your lower belly, through your pelvis, through your genital region, through the joint in your thigh and your hip. And now add the sides, belly button down. And then the back in that same region. So now we're breathing in the whole body below the navel. Let your mind skirt around the areas that are not open, just letting all the pores open. Making sure that the breath penetrates the whole body. Below the navel. And now we're going to add a whole big area. We're going to do the whole front of the body from the neck down to the navel and add that in. So in the next breath, just really concentrate on the front of the body, feeling all the pores open, letting breath come in through all of the pores. And then penetrate right down into your body. And then not losing the body below the navel as well. So now breathing in through the whole front of the body and the whole body below the navel. Now add in the back body and the sides. So now everything but the head and the arms and the neck. Feel how much easier it is to pull the air in through the millions of pores on your back than it was through the tips of your big toe. Feel the air flooding into your body now, everywhere, from your neck down to your toes. Now including the shoulders and the upper arms. And each time we add somewhere, start with pulling the breath in, and let your awareness move around that part of your body and make sure all the pores are actually open. Suspend disbelief and believe that you can actually suck air through all of the pores in your skin. Make sure the whole body is open to receive. And now the whole of both arms and the hands and thumbs and fingers. So the whole body below the neck now. Really lengthen the breath. So your only job in life right now is to pull with a long in-breath air through every pore below the neck, your whole body. And feel that air travel through the skin into the muscles and the fascia and the blood and the bones. Feel it bringing healing. If it helps intensify the experience, you can imagine the breath coming in as a white light, And now including the neck, the throat, the face, the whole scalp. So we're almost done with this. So I'm really, really invite you to gather up the harvest of the work we've been doing here. And for these last few breaths, put all of your attention and intensity into breathing into the whole body through the pores from the top of the head to the tips of the toes. And we're going to do this together. So we're all going to breathe out together. Then breathe in together. And then out. And just relax on the out breath, and then on the next in breath, with even more slowness, even more force, we're going to just pull this air right into the core of our being. We do 3 more breaths. Really, really slow right now. Really, really slow. And lighten the intensity, but really long and slow. And the final breath in this practice. We breathe in so slow and so light, it's like we're not breathing at all. As we do this, we just let the body be filled with light. And just rest. Let the practice go. Let your awareness be completely on any sensations in your body. See if you can notice tingles or feelings moving up or down your body. And use this moment to set an intention for your body, for its health, for its strength, its relaxation, its peace. Whatever your body is calling you to bring in for it, And when you're ready, you can slowly and gently come back to a seated position. Adjust the posture, making sure your butt's firmly planted on the cushion. Your base feels firm and solid. Spine's rising up like a reed. A little bit of lift on the back of the top of your head. Front of your heart open and lifted. Hands on the knees. Take a moment to settle into this position. And then without all of the effort, just let all your pores be open and transparent. Good breathing in and out through all the pores in our body. And then we're going to go back to the foregrounds. So really simply on the next in-breath, and the next out-breath, be wholly grounded in the earth. And then the following breath, be grounded in the body, sitting on the earth.
I was
And the
muted.
breath in the body,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
and the mind that's riding the breath.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, just trying to be quiet.
And we're just gonna do a few more cycles like that. Be more aware of the earth. And of your body resting on the earth. The breath filling your whole body. The mind resting on the breath. We're just going to take a few more minutes in silence and just deepen this experience of cycling. Until body, mind, breath, and earth are one. If you get distracted, just lay your mind on the breath. The breath gets short. Keep it open, filling the whole body. Never lose the sensation of the ground. Okay. Left hand in front of the heart, right hand with the left. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks, Alex.
Managed to keep it within the hour today.
Raise the roof. That was really amazing, actually.
Thank you.
I want to say, Alex, it felt a lot to me like when I had healing or something. Like there were moments where, there was like heat releasing inside my body. There was at one point a lot of light. Like it just really felt appropriate for today and potent. Thank you.
Yeah, I felt like I unlocked a dimension of awareness. Primarily, when we were really focused on the toes for some period of time,
Yeah.
I started realizing, or it felt like I started noticing the heartbeat connect with the movement of blood throughout my entire body because
That's great.
Totally. And I I first started with noticing that I could feel the heartbeat in my toes. And then I started connecting that to my heart and that flush of blood throughout circulating.
Yes.
Yes.
And
I love that. I
Yeah.
like that.
I've never felt that before.
That's awesome.
It's a great practice. I do that sometimes as a sort of meditation practice, is trying to feel the heartbeat through the whole body. And it's amazing. It's amazing just like, we're really experiencing 0.001% of what's going on in our body at any one point.
And Alex, the other thing too that was new for me at the very end when we were starting with the earth. And Lori, sometimes when I get in a deep meditative space, my eyes are closed. It'll just be sort of like shadow play going on, like just movement of energy behind my eyes. So that was happening, but then there was also, I felt and could see like this. It was almost like when you're on a stove when you see the heat rising, or a pavement, and it felt like it was the earth, or, you know, whether the energy of the earth, the compassion of the earth, whatever, like moving up. And as you said, like we were all one, it was all one. I really had a visceral somatic experience of that, and it just felt completely peaceful.
Mm. I love that. And hi to metaverse friends. And I love the hearts that just showed up. Hi there. Can our friends in the metaverse speak to us through here? Does that work? Or
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Sure.
Jenny,
If
just
you wanna
FYI,
talk, you can just talk
I
into this
accidentally put you
camera.
on mute earlier in the call, so if you can get to the Zoom and just unmute. I wish I could do that on my end.
You should be able to unmute her. No, maybe you can't.
I don't think I can.
There you go.
Right.
Making
So
errors
if
now.
you'd like to, yeah, if you have anything to say, you can speak into this avatar behind you, and then it'd be streaming up here.
You can
I
hear
love
me
the
like this,
different
right?
sides.
Mhm. Right here, right behind you.
Is that Jake?
I didn't do the meditation, so I don't have any experience about with it. So
But he was complimenting, and he was really interested in the psychological practice that goes on when we really sync our body with our mind.
Mm,
I love that.
love that.
I'm also
Well,
interested, like,
Good.
no, I'm also interested, like, in what is for me is missing in meditation, even though it's an amazing tool, is you can access the subconscious mind, but it's really hard to sometimes change certain belief structures. So meditation can really, shut down the default network, or where you can get states of oneness.
Yeah.
And it can also shut down the frontal lobes, or your inner chatter, shuts down. But different layers of your subconscious mind, where your subconscious mind is doing certain behavior structures or triggers, that's harder to reach with meditation, I think. And that's sadly something that meditation is maybe not the right tool to get to those. Let's say, for example, let's say someone has a phobia for cats, right? Just a great example. You can meditate. You can shut down your frontal lobe. You can shut down the default network. You can feel one with everything. But as soon as the person sees the cat, person gets triggered, subconscious gets triggered, and then part of the brain gets triggered, and then you're in anxiety again, right? So you can get really in a peaceful situation within meditation, and then your subconscious mind can be triggered, and then boom, you're out of your peace. Does it make any sense to you?
I would say I did not get all of that because the audio is not perfect here. I think we should probably figure the tech out. But I think what I heard you saying was when I heard you talking about meditation shutting down the default mode network. I wasn't quite sure. Didn't quite catch all of it.
It sounded like, if I heard it correctly, that it shuts it down, but then you were saying, but then you might see something. It sounded like you said a cat, but something that would then again get that co-experience going again in the brain. And I was thinking about how meditation has the opportunity, when you practice it over time, to build new muscles so that you don't get as reactive in similar situations or from a similar trigger. I don't know if I heard you at all correctly, but that's what I thought I heard. And anyway, that's my experience. That there's an opportunity to change the syntax of the mind and the body.
Yes.
Through the activity of meditation.
Yeah, and I think it just comes with practice. When we have these triggers in meditation, it's almost like a exercise for us to come back and to really, if we're doing that inner work, find out where the root of that trigger or that trauma and give it space for it to kind of disassemble the fear or the trauma that it has. It's a very long practice, and for triggers and traumas, it
Yeah.
can take a lot of coming back to the mat.
Well, I coach people with trauma, so I see the difference when when you meditate or when you take on a trauma or belief system. So I see different levels in that.
Yeah, it's more like a tool. I think
I
it's
think meditation
definitely
is a
a lot
great
more
tool,
other
but it's
things.
lacking a bit. So I think there are certain things. I actually coached a person with a cat phobia, and within one session, within an hour, she picked up a cat for the first time in her life. And I don't
Wow.
think
And
you will
it's
get there with
therapy?
meditation. Yeah, I
And this
would
is through
use
therapy?
different techniques to change certain subconscious belief system or what triggers her, triggers the subconscious mind. And try to change the belief systems about the cat, for example.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think with meditation doesn't change your belief systems. That's what I'm trying to say. If you say, let's say you believe something crazy, you can shut down your frontal lobe, your belief. You can shut down the mind chatter. But if you have certain core beliefs, I don't think it's really easy with meditation. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's really easy through meditation to change certain core belief systems. You can get like insights that your ego is an illusion and that your mind chatter is not
Got
the
it.
real you.
So, just Jenny, are you hearing the audio well here? Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's probably because he's really not close to the. So, like, if I turn him around and I see him, you'll hear him a lot more clearly. I hear him because I'm in world and he's like right in front of me. So, there's not a lot of interference.
Got it. So
If that
in
makes
world
sense.
actually has a concept of closeness, so you can hear people. Great. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
the more I get closer to him, the louder I hear. And if I get far away from him, I don't really have
Great.
that.
Yeah, you can also use host tools, so that
Yes,
you
and
can
there is a
amplify your
microphone
voice.
feature where I can pop in a microphone and give him like host tools so then everyone in the world can hear him. Therefore, your audio will be a little bit better.
This is great. We're
And
still
thank you
figuring
so
out the
much. Yeah.
in-world physics here. So
I do
I
find
think
it really
what I want to
interesting
say
that I'm
is,
in VR and I can chat with you on a voice call. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you so much for being so open.
just to answer your question, certainly, an hour's meditation isn't going to unwind core belief systems that have been held for years or decades. But the thing that is powerful about doing this kind of somatic meditation is that there is a way to kind of like get under the belief systems and into the consciousness of the body. That, I know for me, I was meditating for probably a decade and a half, with more sort of mind-based and breath-based meditation that wasn't really deep in the body. And it really didn't do much at all to actually clear the deep sort of traumas and the deep belief systems that were holding me back. And when I started doing this kind of body-based meditation, it actually shifted a whole bunch of stuff through. And there's the experience of doing something like cellular breathing is quite similar to the experience of doing, say, an MDMA journey in terms of the kind of stuff that it can bring up.
I'd agree with that from my experience even today, right? That there's almost this sense of something larger and fundamental.
Yeah.
It is allowed room and space, and in that you're seated in a much bigger place. So you can rest in yourself, and then some of those beliefs, without even realizing it, can unwind and dissolve. I think it's, kind of
Are you practicing somatic meditation? I've also did did somatic meditation. I found somatic meditation. If you look up on YouTube, you find Reggie Ray. It's from I don't know what school of you're teaching from, but that's how I found somatic meditation, and do feel a difference between just vipassana meditation or just simple mindfulness and using the whole body. There before what you just said, that also it felt like I'm a floating head on a cushion. When you use somatic meditation, you are more grounded, and you're doing it complete. You get more embodied, and it might be easier also to get in touch with certain traumas from based on the book. And the body keeps the score. So you can also become more conscious on what's happening.
Yeah.
And also, I like to use the research of brainwaves, and like using brainwaves and feedback with brainwaves. And when you're meditating, I also like that research. And also, there's a lot of research into the mind mirror. When you take the EEG from practice meditators, and you can replicate it yourself using brainwave devices to train your brain faster to get in a certain mirror state of certain brainwave states of like advanced meditators. Then you can use these EEG devices to get you more faster into flow states, for example. Makes any sense?
Amen. Well, look, thank you. And hope to see you. Let's keep this conversation going in other weeks. We're coming to time for today. Thanks to everyone for showing up today. And this week, check back in. Check back in with this practice. Check back in with the ground. Got that?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I just think, Jenny, maybe we can grab his contact and then we can stay connected so we can have more of a digital connection.
Absolutely.
Alex, I think too that there's a big conversation that this gentleman is pointing at, which I think you could also populate the space with that information.
Absolutely.
You're so deep in it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been doing brainwave biofeedback of various varieties for about 20 years, and it's super powerful. Lots to say about all of that. We should figure out the audio so we can have a little bit more of a less frictional conversation next time. But want to wish everybody a wonderful week. Thank you for coming by, and hopefully we can go deeper with this next week.
Great.
Yeah.
Jenny,
Awesome.
Laurie, thank you as always. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Thank
Yes,
you.
and thank you everybody for
Thank
joining
you so much.
in. As a reminder, we're here every single Sunday around this time. Thank you so much for attending.
Thanks, Lori.
Yeah, it's
And I guess just to connect to the folks in NFT Inclusive, if anyone has feedback